Hello, everybody, and welcome here to the virtual Watkins Glen International Speedway here for the Prestige Cup Series, week number 8, season 2 for the Prestige Cup Series. Once again, here from Watkins Glen Raceway. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race. As we get ready to do some road course racing here for the first time here in season 2. And I'm definitely excited to see what can come out about this. But obviously, Watkins Glen, one of the most notable road courses that NASCAR comes to on the schedule. It's been a mainstay here on the NASCAR calendar. You know, we've seen lots of good finishes. We've seen lots of memorable races here. Remember, you go back in, what was it, 2012? Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Marcos Ambrose dueling it out here up here in New York, and obviously Marcos Ambrose came home with the win, but we've also seen the likes of, SVG, Connor Zilisch battle it out here of recent and put on some really good finishes back there in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, Watkins Glen never seems to disappoint. We always have good races here, not only in real life, but here on the sim, and especially here on HVTV. One of our best ever broadcast calls we've had on here was here at Watkins Glen, and these next-gen machines, obviously a little bit older update and physics model for that last call we did that did really well here on the channel. But obviously Watkins Glen, still a mainstay here on the calendar. Well, let's go trackside and take a look and see who some of your fastest drivers are on track right now here in practice as we get ready to tick down minutes until we get ready to go into qualifying. But Hector Collazo, no surprise here in this number 45 machine, top of the charts. And that could bring it a good view on this machine here, maybe. So chopper cam here. And that number 45, it looks like that's the Chumba Casino machine. Looks like the machine that that Tyler Reddick's done really well with this first part of the 2026 season. So Hector Collazo, no surprise here, top of the board with a 107.6. Zachary Trevino out on track right now. He's P2 in practice. That number 8. Headers Camaro, currently P2 on practice right now, 107.9. Kylie Holmes back there in P3. Currently parked in pit road right now, but currently back there in 3rd. Tyler Holmes, Max Ford out on track, battling it out with Gabriel Angoli out of the carousel. It's going into the S's, my apologies. Just that kind of shot kind of tricked me a little bit there. He's back there in P4. Nicholas Roden, the 29, he comes down pit side. Currently running at you top 5. Just right behind him. Thomas Ecavero, just a little over a tenth. Slower here, you're going to see him cut the grass, get that slow down the penalty. Get through the carousel. We'll have to give up that time. But, yeah, very interesting. And I'm actually going to pull up our ticker just a little early here. I'm actually going to pull up your fastest times here in the session if it will allow us to. And look at these lap times, and I want to talk about this. Look, and I always like this, talk about this here at these road courses, because there's definitely going to be a wide skill gap here when it comes to, where people are going to run. You see Hector Collazo, Zachary Trevino, they're in those 107s. You see Hector just a little over a tenth quicker. So you'd like to see maybe this 8 and this 45 duke it out for this win, but you go back to Helms, right? 108.3, 108.3, 108.5, 108.6 from 3rd to 6th. That's Helms, Ford, Road, and Ecavera, right? All within, a second of each other. That's really cool to see. And then you see Goalie back there in P7. And then once again, you go back, you see Goalie and Wyatt Thompson back there within a tenth of each other, right? So you might, if these guys can consistently run these kind of lap times, right, you'll see Goalie and maybe Wyatt Thompson battle it out for maybe that P7 position, maybe P6 if there's a mistake had, right? And you see back there, let's see, Colby Duckworth, Jackson Brown, Peter Hopp, Fox and 09, all within a tenth right there as well, you see. So 109.3s to a 109.4 flat for what is that, 9th to 12th, right? And then further back, you see some drivers just a little bit off the pace there. Bryant and Dorian Davis, Joseph Enright, Gabriel Goli, Jared Tubala making his debut here in the 67 machine. And then back there in the 95, actually, Jack Stanley making his debut as well. That number 95 machine. We'll see if we can get a good look at here. We'll probably have to go back to that blimp cam / chopper cam. Yeah, you see that Lightning McQueen inspired machine. I'm surprised that Collazo didn't take that car. I mean, Collazo normally runs the 45, and a lot of the lanes he likes to run in. So, very interesting to see there. You see 3 minutes left in practice. So go ahead and talk about your point standings coming into Watkins Glen here in Week 8. Tyler Helms, Wyatt Thompson, Joseph Enright, and Max Ford have now locked their way inside the chase. Or the playoffs. I forgot that the Prestige Cup Series are still doing the playoff format here. So those guys have locked their way in, and leading the points out of the non-winners right now, Gabriel Gully in the 55 machine, 241 points totaled up, 71 points above the cut line. So Gabriel, I would say that really everybody in this top 12 cutoff is in a really good spot. Even Nicholas Roden at 29 points above the cut line coming into Watkins Glen. JJ Moore actually 13 points, and he's kind of running part-time. Obviously one of your league owners here in the Prestige Racing Series, and he's 13th. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, maybe if an Isaiah Fox, a Zachary Trevino, maybe a Luca Lewis back there in P16 can maybe make up some spots, make up some points here if they decide to show up. I don't see Lewis showing up right now. As obviously we talked about Isaiah back there P12 in practice with that 109.4, and obviously Zachary Trevino second, you know, going to be a contender here as we look at him in the 8 go through the penultimate turn here at Watkins Glen. Going to be a contender to race for the win there, and a win would not only put him up in the points, but it would lock him into the playoffs. So I mean, this race is going to mean a lot. It's going to be interesting to see. They see just over a minute left in practice. Not a lot of, maybe some guys still trying to make out some stuff. We continue to count down time in practice, and you know, it's gonna be interesting to see. Who's going to rise to the crop? You see the 77 Wyatt Thompson, a huge crash here in the turn 1. I've never seen anybody clear the tires at Watkins Glen before, so that's definitely something interesting. You see the 81 Echeverria rounding it through the S's here, but practice getting ready to end here, and we'll get ready to get into your qualifying for tonight's race. Drivers coming out on track right now. Looks like Zachary Trevino. I'm trying to find guys who might be relevant to talk about here in qualifying and stuff like that. But it looks like the 8 on track. So these guys will have 10 minutes to run 2 laps, and you see this a lot here, especially at the road courses with these leagues, that they'll give the drivers 10 minutes, especially because, it takes, a solid, probably minute and a half to get around just to outlap, right? Yet less running 2 heat laps here. So imagine we'll see, probably when everybody decides that their qualifying runs up, we might advance the session. I'm not sure yet. Zachary Trevino. He's right on board with the driver of the 8 here as he starts his first qualifying lap. Really aggressive into those downshifts here into the bus stop. I'm using as much track as he can. Remember, iRacing added it to where it's not kind of like the road rules here. They made like special off-track rules just for the NASCAR side of things, where the drivers can really use any part of the racetrack. Not gonna want X, right? If he overdrives this penultimate corner here, he can go all the way out to the gravel if he wants to, and won't get penalized for it. Obviously, that's not the fastest way to go around. Right now, coming out of the last corner. Right there, Zachary Trevino, 107.8. Good lap for the driver out of the 8 machine. He runs around to do his second lap. Wyatt Thompson currently out on track here, coming out of the final corner here. Let's see what kind of lap time Thompson runs here in the 77 machine. Wyatt Thompson, E4, 110.5. Not bad. And a lot of these drivers, you're going to see a lot of skill. You're going to see a big gap here in the lap times. There's a lot of guys here, especially looking at the drivers that we see tonight here in the Prestige Cup Series, who put a lot of time into road racing than a lot of the other guys do here. So you're going to see like the Trevinos, the Colazzos, even the Helms and stuff, who just put a lot of time into the sim, especially on the road stuff, versus someone like Thompson, maybe someone like Duckworth, or someone who probably hasn't put like a ton of time into just specifically road on the sim. You see them be a little bit slower and off the pace, and that's fine, You'll see guys that will excel at the road side of things here, especially here on the NASCAR side, just because of how much time they put into the road side versus a lot of other drivers. And you'll see some guys who are just road course merchants kind of be a little bit slower on the ovals. Obviously, we've seen a little bit of both here. Colazzo, loose side of turn 1 to start his lap. That was his first lap here. So he's going to have 1 lap to set a time here, or he might decide to start from the back here. Looks like going to try to reset it, re-rack potentially. No. Colazzo off track here. Very interesting stuff. Tyler Helms not on track now. So Colazzo might have to start from the back here, which is huge for Trevino. Trevino needs a win to lock his way inside of the playoff. To lock himself into the playoffs. And yes, I'm being told now that we are running playoffs. Oh, that might have been this is definitely going to be an off track for the 3. Luckily, this is his first lap. He's got, a little under 5 minutes left to get sorted, get re-racked. You see him warming his stuff up here. I think he might be just trying to get his stuff warmed up for the second lap here in qualifying. You see him not really pushing down here, down the long back straightaway here, going into the penultimate corner. And back here in the 7 and 8. This will probably be a flyer lap for Helms. But going back to Trevino, if he gets this pole here, obviously it looks like Collazo deciding to start from the back. They're not obviously lost it coming out of turn 1. Gonna have to drive his way through the field. And obviously Hector's used to doing that. But he also has to run down a pretty quick driver in Zachary Trevino this race, right? Only, you know, what was it? A 10th or 2 off in practice. And that track position and that time is going to be invaluable to Trevino if he wins this race. Just the fact that he could set a good quality lap here to get himself the track position. Coming out of the last corner here. Tyler Helms across the line. 108.1. Will be good enough for P2. Good lap for the 3 machine. Christian Zarate. Oh, here comes Hector. He might be. No, he's gonna call it again. We'll go back to Zarate in the 99. Oh, Zarate off. Way off here. Into this last corner. That's going to be a 1X, and that will disallow this time. Has another lap to go, though. Tracking in the green right now. We'll have enough time to go. Colby Duckworth makes his way up inside the top 10 with that 109.5. Those Zarate, that is a 1X. That will disallow that lap time as well. What to say, if I'm the 99, looks like he's having a little bit of struggles. Some of these corners just use this minute or so to fine-tune this car, get it going. I mean, laps is laps, right? Regardless if it's in practice, regardless if it's in this last couple of minutes of quali. He knows he's starting, like, outside the top 10, right? So, might as well take the time you can now. Continue to run out these laps, see if you can find something here. Running some laps here. See right now, only 11 drivers setting a lap time at all from Watkins Glen. The rest of those drivers down below: Hoppy, Echeverria, Bryant, Enright, Stanley, Davis, Brown, and Zarate. Not being able to set a lap, we missed it. Collazo takes the pole sitter, takes the pull away from Zachary Trevino. Watching 99 go, and we completely missed that lap by Collazo, but Collazo takes your pole sitter. And look at that. 2 100ths quicker. 1500ths quicker than the 8 machine. So just able to eke out the pull away from the 8 machine. And now, you know, Trevino does have someone he's going to have to fight with for this win. waiting on some drivers to come back on and get into virtual race cars, as we have a good amount of cars. Let's go ahead and get your starting lineup here, presented by High Velocity TVs. We'll take a look at who's starting up front, who's starting towards the rear. Hector Collazo sets the pole there with that 45 alongside Zachary Trevino in that number 8 machine. But rounding row 2 will be Tyler Helms. Nicholas Rode back there rounding out that row 2 in P4. Wyatt Thompson back there in the 77 will be P5 alongside Max Floyd in that number 11 machine is starting P6. Gabriel Ngoli in the 55 going to be P7 rounding out row 8. Row 4 and 8th is going to be Isaiah Fox in 09. Will be Duckworth. And making his first start here in the Prestige Cup Series, Chad Kubala in the number 67 machine. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your last name right, Chad. Gabriel Hayden Gooley in the 15 will be back there in P11 alongside Carmelo Ecavero back there in 81. And Dorian Davis, Christian Zarate, Joseph Enright, Jacob Bryant, Peter Hoppy, Jackson Brown, and Jack Stanley decided not to set a time here, so they'll start tail end of the field here from Watkins Glen. Let's take a look at your race weather for tonight's race here from Watkins Glen. 72-degree air temperature, 80-degree track temp, 45% humidity. Definitely going to be interesting to see what these guys can do. See wind here in 8 miles per hour coming out of the northeast. So definitely a great day for racing here. Be mostly cloudy tonight, so but I don't think that's going to really affect what these guys could do tonight here from Watkins Glen. The key notable things to talk about as well. Go ahead and look at the race info for tonight's race. 30 laps here from Watkins Glen with the stage caution on lap 12. 80% fuel, 1 fast repair for all these drivers. So that's going to be definitely something to think about and to keep in the back of your mind for the rest of the race tonight. These drivers can, I guess, afford to make a mistake, right? At least a big one, as long as they can limp it back to pit road, not lose a lot of time, right? I believe it's going to be iRacing caution. I don't think there's going to be cautions tonight. I don't think we do have a race control. Again, that will be here to call a caution for tonight's race. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see how that comes to be. We'll be going 30 laps here from Watkins Glen. Get lights off on the pace car. Get ready to go into the final corner. We'll hand it off to your race leaders. Be a Toyota Chevy front row is Hector Collazo. Zachary Trevino. Get ready to go into the restart zone. We'll hand the race off to Barney the flagman, and we'll be going 30 laps here for week 8 from Watkins Glen. Oh, you see wrecking in the back already? That's Max Ford around. Remember, no cautions. That's going to be a heartbreaker. See right there. Everybody coming back through the bus stop for the first time. Hector Collazo already starting to pull out to a little bit of a gap here. Zachary Trevino back there in P2 has a little bit competition. 29 of Nicholas Road. Trying to put the pressure on. Coming across the stripe, it's going to be Hector Collazo who leads His first lap here from Watkins Glen. While we get the opportunity to, let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened to Max Ford here on this first lap. Go back and take a look at the replay here. Oh, wow. What happened to the 3 of Tyler Helms? And those are 2, at least, sponsorship teammates. Something happens to the 3 here of Helms. Did he have like a wheel malfunction or something? See what happened here to the 3. Did he just get loose on the curb? Got loose on the curb. And around, and then 11 got, I mean, the 3 is definitely broken here. But the 11 definitely got the worst of that. Unfortunate to see it here early in the race, but that's kind of lap 1 at Watkins Glen. Cold tires. A lot of carnage can happen here at the start. Battle for the lead though. Zachary Trevino has not let this 45 get away. Trevino was quicker in practice in this 45 machine, so caution will wave. Caution comes out here on lap 3. Looks like we might have had another wreck here. Isaiah Fox. See what happened to Isaiah here in this number 09 machine. I don't think this is what brought the caution out. Oh, Isaiah. Yeah, just lost it off the curbs. The curbs are a lot more aggressive here at Watkins Glen with the new reskin, especially now with this new next gen with the new model here. Remember, a little bit higher horsepower here for these drivers here. They're the short tracks and the road courses up to 750 horsepower. No diffuser on these cars as well, so under caution here. Let's go ahead and talk to your. Who we can talk to here? I'm going to talk to you recently right now, Hector Clava.
So,
hey Hector, it's Christian up here in HVTV booth. Got a copy.
10-4, Bubba.
Well, obviously took the pull here for tonight's race, but obviously you get a caution here at the start of the race. Obviously, it looks like Zachary pretty quick behind you. What have you learned about the car with these first couple laps?
Really thankful for iRacing on this update because these cars are so much easier to drive now at this track. It's not plowing anymore mid-corner, so it's definitely a lot easier and funner to drive. Yeah, like you said, Zach's really fast. We're in the same VC, so we're working together. I'm just cruising right now. Might save a little bit of fuel because we do have a possibility of making it to the end, but it's a very low chance. So yeah, probably just gonna pit for stage, and yeah, I mean, just wheeling it around here, having some fun, and hopefully not getting wrecked again by Tyler Holmes on a late race caution restart.
Obviously, I feel like you're more
What?
in the.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, we see someone blinking up there,
Yeah,
but
he's
we
yeah.
obviously know now the road courses are kind of your bread and butter on the sim. You're kind of more in the driver's seat versus what you were at Indy. So obviously, we have to talk about with the new update with these next gen cars. Obviously, back in the day at the road course, it was a lot. It was kind of the better thing that not take tires. Now with the tire wear, has it forced you to kind of readapt the way you have to race this next gen here at these road courses?
Yeah, definitely. I'm just really early shifting just so I don't really spin these tires on exit, because in the old one you can really get on throttle heavy and really spin the tires and they don't really die that much. But now in this new update, tires are a lot more significant as they were back then, so you got to really take care of them. So it's definitely hard to adjust, because usually when I drive I don't really know how to save. So I'm just having to learn a whole new style of racing that I'm not really used to. But it's fun to learn, and it's a trick that hopefully I can carry on into other series and cars.
We definitely appreciate your time up here in the booth. We'll drag you back down with your teammates there, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Hector Collazo will start back up here up front. Yeah, I'm a little curious to see why that caution got called. I thought we might have had just iRacing restarts or something. iRacing cautions. I'm very unsure. I assume that they just have cautions off and they'd have someone throw it at that lap 12. But obviously here on lap 5 we're sitting under the pace car once again. So. Quite a few drivers giving a Neo-Well penalty. Jacob Bryant, Tyler Helms, and Jack Stanley as well giving a Neo-Well penalty. So these guys will start towards the back of their pack here. You can imagine that some of these guys might have asked for a Neo-Well. But Tyler Helms, obviously, he kind of caused a wreck. Maybe that was his punishment for getting into 11, was maybe getting a Neo-Well for that. I'm not sure. But surprisingly, no one is taking their fast repair. No one is taking their fast repair. Not even the 11 of Max Ford or the 3 of Tyler Helms. Still, and honestly, for no fast repairs, for just them having to sit in the pit road and take the damage, that's pretty good. Obviously, I guess that's the one big caveat of Watkins Glen and these road courses. It's a lot. It takes a lot longer for them, to get around back to pit road. So it is a long time to get your car fixed. So, but it looks like Max Ford, Tyler Helms back out on track. And they're going to get back, I believe, in time to get back across the field. I saw the 3 cutting the dog leg here, try to make up some pace here. Now you'll see him actually take the bus stop here. But he's coming out of the carousel. He'll catch back up to that 31 machine sooner rather than later. You see them right up there. Back up here, caught back up. So a good a good break for those drivers who were involved in that first caution. I wouldn't say caution, but that first kind of wreck there that happened. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. When we go into green here on lap 7, we get a caution on lap 12. So we had a good, 5-lap run there. And then we'll have another 5-lap run here to get back to the stage. Once again, we'll hand the race back over to Hector Collazo. Zachary Trevino as they lead us back to green. Hector with a really good jump as we get ready to start lap 7. With a good jump out there. Here comes Wyatt Thompson in the 77, battling for P3. He's going to go side by side with the 29 through the S's. Nicholas Road going to have to give him the spot there. Oh, he's an outside wall. Through the S's. He's going to check way up here. Here comes Christian Girardi, going to try to go side by side through the bus stop. Girardi going to be aggressive. Oh, the 29 and the 99 will make contact. And around they'll go. Girardi can't be happy with that. Gabe Ngoli around in the back. That's allowed these top two to get away, though. The 45 and the 8 get around here. Wyatt Thompson gets away pretty cleanly as well. And then there's a big gaggle of cars back there. That's the 67 of Tubala. Back up and up to P4, up 6 spots from where he started. And back here, a big gaggle of cars. Kobe Duckworth up to P5. He's up 4 spots from where he started. Oh, Cabrera tried to make that top side work here in the 1 and 2. Definitely not something you want to try to do. Saw him lock up the front tires. He's going to lose a bunch of track position in his own right. Here we go. The 33 catching the back end of the 67 machine. Dubala trying to hold on to the P4 position. They've got a mirror fulls. Oh, the 15 around in the back. Duckworth pouncing on this 67 machine. Oh wow, 67 really up the track. And allow the 33 to make a side by side. Seven. Had the corner though. He had the position there. Going in the penultimate corner now. Here comes the 09, gonna make it almost 3 wide. Skylar Fox gonna do a 2-for-1 move. He's gonna try to make the move on to 67 going into turn 1. 67 really good on the brakes there in the turn 1. But wow, off. Really off. It's Dubala is wrecked. Now they talk about survival of the fittest. Dubala really too deep into turn 1. And I think that car just blew up on him. You're going to probably have to tow that car down in the pit road. Look at that. Tyler Helms up back inside the top 5 after having that mistake early. And wow, that's Jaco Chavino who's around. Oh, in front of Joseph Enright, caution will wave. What happened to the 8 machine? What a start to the race here. A lot of calamity. That's the 8 of Trevino. Trying to keep pace with the 45. Saw him spun out outside of the S's. He just barely got that inside wall there. And just trying to keep the car off the wall here. Does a good job of it, but obviously spins it out here. Good job, you know, not damaging the car at all. But almost got completely KO'd here by Joseph Enright. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Go on board with it with this 57 as he comes up on the 8, just kind of parked in the middle of the track here. I think that 8 might have to pay for a new fire suit for that 57 after that. Holy moly. Actual wave once again. I believe it's got to be iRacing cautions. I don't really see anybody throwing a caution here in the session events. It just says the Acura Trevino caution waving. So I just believe that was maybe what the caution was for Trevino. Yeah, Aiden Gooley giving an EOL. Aiden Gooley. We saw him wreck earlier. He's already a lap down, so looks like he used that fast repair. He's going to come back on the track. And once again, 1 lap down already for that 15 machine. Dubala, I think he's still towing maybe. He's not used that fast repair, but he's going to need to if he wants to get back on track. Well, I'm interested to see if this will be staged. I'm unsure, right? So I think this will be staged here. We see everybody coming out pit side. It makes sense because we're starting lap 11. We'd be starting the race back on lap 12. So on that point, I'm going to make a business decision here. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And as we end stage 1, and we'll show you who comes out of pit road first and show our race off pit road after we come back from our word from our sponsors.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Welcome you back to Watkins Glen International Raceway here as we get ready to start stage 2. Everybody came down pit side there for the most part. Up the top 6. The Wyatt Thompson, Isaiah Fox, Peter Hoppy, Joseph Enright, Jack Stanley, and Max Ford. First driver on those older tires. Hector Collazo, who has led every lap of the race tonight. Gonna have to start back there in P7. First time he's had to start. No, not in these front 2 rows. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Hector's gonna do to, you know, make these spots up. We know Hector's gonna be aggressive, and I'm interested to see how he can drive through the field. I just hope he can do it cleanly. Hopefully he can keep this car underneath him as he tries to drive his way back towards the front. And same thing with Trevino. He'll be starting 2 cars. No, yeah, 3 cars behind this number 45. And we know Trevino's quick, but we've already seen him make one mistake already up into the S's, and I think he was kind of the one who, I don't know if he caused the caution, but he was definitely a part of a caution. How about that? So definitely interesting to see that development early. See everybody 2 by 2 and ready to come through the penultimate corner. We'll hand this race over. New leader for tonight's race, Wyatt Thompson. Gonna be Skylar Fox at 09. Skylar showed some speed, I'll say that. And White wasn't too bad in his own right. So it's going to be interesting to see. He's going to come out here. Pace car will take another hard left down pit road. This time it's going to be the 77. A good jump by him. He'll lead us back to green. Bumper being used back here to the P2 position. The 29 wrecking in the back. Nicholas Road. Wyatt Thompson shot out of a cannon. Got a good 3/10 gap here to the rest of the field, but the lead getting caught down. Isaiah Fox with a good run, getting pushed down the straight by the 11 of Max Ford. It's Hector Collazo off here. A lot of front end damage to that 45 machine. Yeah, the 57 just checked up. Going into the carousel, going into the S's there. A lot of damage to the 45. Tried to go 2x2. Thought that wasn't going to work. Just tried to cut the chicane there. Take the slowdown. Really smart decision by the 45. That was a textbook, example of a business decision. Saw that it wasn't going to work out. Oh, did you see the 83, I believe? Peter Hoppy. The wrecking in the back again. That's Jackson Brown. Trying to keep it locked down here. Out of the way. He'll keep it going in the 31. Action everywhere. The battles continue on track here. 77 has started to put a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field. Bound right here. Tyler Holmes getting around the 09 of Skyler Fox. Put him up inside the P3, inside the podium position. Here comes the 8. Back to Trevino. Hector Collazo back here in P7. Oh, wow. A huge hit to the outside wall. I think that was Enright back there. Losing a bunch of time. Collazo back up inside the top 6. But remember, he has this front end damage. Will this affect how this car drives at all? Can he push it as hard as he was before? That last lap 108 flat. No, 109.6 was that last lap. The leaders ran a 109.1 for those front 2 up front. Actually did have to navigate around the 09. Around the 81, my apologies. Look at that, all the way back there, 4.5 seconds back. So obviously we're only halfway done with the race, so there's still a lot of racing to go. And Hector talked about it in his interview about having to potentially save fuel. You can tell that 45 not saving fuel anymore. I think people are maybe talking about maybe being able to save a little bit. If they got that caution on lap 12 for the stage. Remember, we got that caution on lap 10 and it ended stage 2 under caution, right, on that lap 12. So I don't think that fuel saving is in the marks here. Max Ford side by side for the race lead. He's going to go in the grass. He's going to have to take that slowdown. Still side by side with the 77. 77 did not have the best carousel. Still side by side. 77 takes it back though. Wide exit here through the carousel, through that backstretch into the penultimate corner. 2-7. And now through 8. The 77 is going to have a shallow entry. And he's trying to defend for his life here. They still stay side by side down the front stretch down here in the turn 1. This time the 77, not the best corner. 11 will clear. Now look at 3 wide here for P2. Now back to 2 wide to 8. Gets the bumper put to him by the 3. Go back and take a look and see what happened. Come on board with Tyler Helms. Let's get something at 8. I mean, you got to feel bad for Trevino here. He's just been caught up in literally anything that couldn't happen has happened here in this first 17 laps. So, went on his own accord. Now got moved twice now when he was inside the top 5. Galazzo is still making up time, though, on this field. Remember, 4.5 back, all the way back inside 3 seconds. But then these couple laps here, he's going to get around to 09 of Isaiah Fox. Put him up inside the top 4. But Max Ford started to drive away from the rest of the field here. See that gap back to the 77. Of Wyatt Thompson and Tyler Helms back there in pursuit, back there in P3. And then it's him. The 45 of Collazo. Trevino all the way back here in P8. Remember, was battling potentially for the race lead. Now 9 seconds off the pace after getting moved here. Going to make him move underneath the 55 here in the carousel. Going to try to clear, but the 55 with a good run on exit. Doesn't matter. He's going to get up there and clear this 55. Going to try to get back around. Try to make him as much time as he can. Allen swing for the P2 position. Tyler Holmes. Putting some pressure on the 77. Oh, that's the 11 who just spun out. Your race leader. Max Ford around here. Do the S's. What happened to the 11? Gets the curb wrong here out of 1. And he's lucky that everybody's kind of taking this turn 1 really aggressive here, and they're using all the track they can. But Max Ford's still sitting here, trying to find a safe spot to merge back up to the field here. Before 29 seconds off the pace here now. He's going to get it spun back around. You see now, 29 seconds off. With only 10 to go. Hector Collazo is catching these guys, and he's catching them quick. About half a second a lap quicker than the rest of the field here. You know that 45's got something to say to that 3, right? You know, Hector not happy with the way he got raced at Indy by Tyler Helms. You know, he said he got flat out dumped on the last lap of the last corner for that win, right? You know, he said he should be racing for a second win today. You see right there, the battle for the lead right there. Helms not been able to make the move on Thompson. Thompson doing a good job keeping the race lead, but as the longer they battle, the closer and closer this 45 is going to get. He's now within striking distance. 77, I think, gets into that outside wall. I mean, and the 45 is there. He's there. Palazzo going to try to put the pressure on the 3 of Helms. Side by side through the backstretcher. He's going to clear the 3. I think Tyler just gave it to him. Did you go try to pass the 77? I think he'll do without a shadow of a doubt. Hector is just so good because he can consistently hit his marks every lap. Every other driver we've seen today made a mistake hitting the curb or getting into the gas too early. Hector can just find the rhythm, find the line, and just consistently hit it every lap, and that's how you make up time. Pretty good defensive corner by the 77, though, keeping the 45 behind. But this is where Hector excels, is in these moments where you have to push that car just that little bit more. Under the brakes here. I like that Hector's being patient here. He could have definitely put the bumper to the 77 a couple times. Trying to get around him clean. He knows he's faster, but knows that he does not want to... Oh, it's caution will wave. Caution will wave here. I'm not sure who's calling these cautions, but we'll go back to the last crash that we have here on the docket here. Carmelo Echeverra. It's like he had some issues here going through the S's. Down here near the backstretch chicane. Ooh. Oh, yeah, I've done that plenty of times here at Watkins Glen. Being aggressive on this curbing, and it'll get you, man. Not only did he did it once, he got away with it, but the second time, right there. There goes the engine. Caution will wave. Yeah, we'll go back and ride on board through the cockpit. This 81 machine. And now he's side by side with the 09 of Skyler. Not Skyler, of Isaiah Fox. See him right there. He's gonna basically hop this one. Tries to hop this one, and when the car settles, he just wants to turn to the left. I've done that so many times here in this Cup car. Try to cut that last chicane. Try to cut that last curb, and it will just, if you hop on it just wrong, it will get you. So they were talking about fuel strategy now. If they pit now, they can definitely make it to the end. So, you know, if I was any other driver, I would tell that 45 to maybe get that damage fixed. But I mean, this is Hector we're talking about. He's shown that he can drive his way through the field, even with the damaged car, right? So I'd say maybe come in, top off on fuel, get another set of tires. And if you can get some damage fixed without losing a lot of track position, go and do that. But you do see some guys staying out. Wyatt Thompson, your race leader, decides to stay out. Saw the 67 stay out as well, but he's a lap down. I think he maybe wanted to maybe get a wave there, but unfortunately, Wyatt Thompson stays out. Max Ford also decides to stay out. He wants the track position here. We'll be going green with 5 to go. We'll go back here and look at your race off pit road. 45. 45 to 3 to 8. And I'll say this, the more cautions we get. Oh, wait, the 8 slowing. Zachary Trevino, you well. Again. Very interesting. Well, I was going to say, the more cautions that 8 gets, the better chance he has to get up there, make up spots, and to potentially put himself back in the race for the win. But he's, going to start back there in P7 after getting waved to the back of the lead of some guys, I guess. They say now you have to be aggressive. Make up these positions and make these. You're gonna have to make these moves pretty aggressively now. Make up the spots to get back up towards the front. You got everybody bunched together. You have to be aggressive to make these spots up. Like a win for that 8 blocks himself into the playoffs. I mean, this win means a lot more than some people realize here for this 8. Going on the green, where we got a long ways to go. Let's go ahead and try to talk to your race leader up here. Let's go and ring up Wyatt Thompson up there in the 77. Hey, Wyatt, is Christian up here in HVTV booth? Got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, I'll say this. Doing a really good job holding off the guys behind you, obviously holding off the likes of Hector Collazo and Tyler Holmes. Decide to stay out here. You got a little bit older tires. What's the plan to keep these faster guys behind you right now?
I didn't really think that they were going to pit there, seeing that they had already had newer stuff than I did. Hector got his front end damage fixed. I will say him and Max are probably just going to go around me. They're both quite a bit faster. And I know me and Tyler will probably get a good fight out of this.
So obviously starting here with the race lead, is there a plan to, obviously you're not going to pull over for these guys, but what's kind of the plan here? What's a good end goal here for the 77 team?
Make it through turn 1 and hopefully make it all the way back to the last corner at the end of the race.
Alrighty, well, it sounds like a plan for you. You guys going through the bus stop here. We'll let you get back there, and we wish you good luck throughout the rest of the race.
Appreciate you, man. Have a nice night.
'77, just trying to finish the race here. Obviously, it's super hard knowing you got the likes of Max Ford, Hector Collazo, Tyler Helms, right? Even Zachary Trevino, if he can drive his way through the field here later. It's super hard to think that you've got a chance here. There's, even though we've only got 17 cars tonight here from the Glen, it's a pretty stacked field when it comes to road course talent. But I believe the 77 has the ability, he has the talent to come up here, still race for a good finish. Try to get a good finish here. I still think he has the ability to come up here and get a podium. Obviously, it's going to be really difficult to try to hold off that 45 and that 11 machine. But if anybody could do it, he did it pretty well with the older tires before. Let's see if he can do it now. As you'll see, the 77-11 Chevy Toyota front row is we're green here. 5 to go from Watkins Glen. Max Ford already driving it in super deep into turn 1. 77 trying to run that defensive line. Going to keep the lead for now. Thought 11 get a little upset there out of the S's. And now Max Ford all over the back end here. So Collazo off track. We're going to have a slowdown. 77 up the track here. We're going to get a good run off. I love the way that 77 runs that carousel. He kind of diamonds the corner to get a good run off. Try to get a little bit of separation here into the penultimate corner. There's, oh, Collazo! Mistake in the back. And the potential race favorite are going to have to do a lot of work now to get himself back up into the fight. Seven and a half seconds with 4 to go. I mean, we'll see if it's possible. Youngblood, I mean, Thompson holding on to the race lead here. Still has a miracle of Max Ford. Max a little off there. Gonna allow Helms into the inside. Tyler, Max side by side going in to this backstretch here. Max clears a crossover by the 3. Give the 3 the bottom through the penultimate corner. That'll give the 11 the inside lane here going into the final corner though. Not allowing that 77 to get away. Tyler Helms will still stay side by side here with that 11 machine. And a great battle for the P2 spot. So Max will keep the spot for now. Max, I mean, if you're communicating with this with the 3, you say if you race me, you let the slower car get away, right? I think Max and Tyler have a little bit more pace in the 77 with them fighting though. That 77's gone away a second lead now over these 2 guys fighting here for the P2 position. Them fighting's allowed the number 8 of Trevino the closest way back into the picture. Oh, the 11 gets turned by the 3. The 3 will get going to the outside wall. The 8 will take the P2 position. We'll have to go back and take a look and see what happened. We have to. The 11 a little bit slow here into the penultimate corner. 3 gets a good run. Oh, man. Looks like the 11 just got a little loose. And the 3 just kind of nowhere to go. Kind of gets into the back end of him. Tyler Helms back here in the P3 position. And Zachary Trevino run down the 77. .108.3 versus a 109.4. He's within a second. He can do it if he could hit his marks here. As we hit the white flag lap, one to go here for the 77 of Wyatt Thompson. Can he hold on, or can Trevino steal a win here from Watkins Glen? Trevino's there. He's got the better tires. We'll try the outside. In the same line here through the bus stop chicane here for the final time. Through the carousel. Does he put the bumper to him? He's trying. The 8 actually got the worst out of that. 8's going to have a good run here down the backstretch, though. And in the penultimate corner, does he use the bumper? Through the final turn, through the final corner. 8's going to put the bumper to the 77, not going to make it work. And just like that, go ahead and give it to him. 77, Wyatt Thompson holds on for his first road course win of the season. And what a defensive effort by that 77. He said, I'm just trying to hold on and try to get a good finish. Not only does he hold off the 45, not only does he hold off the 11 and the 3, he holds off a hard-charging Zachary Trevino to get his first road course win of the season. What a defensive effort by this driver in the 77. You'll see the 77 continue to burn it down here on the front stretch. Congratulations to the whole 77 team. We finally saw him expire that engine. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break and let our sponsors talk to you guys for one quick second. We'll go ahead and start your post-race show. Let our top 3 finishers talk to you guys up here right after a quick commercial break.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We welcome you back to the Post Race Show for the Prestige Cup Series Week 8 here from the virtual Watkins Glen International Raceway. We just saw a barn burner finish. Wyatt Thompson holds on to get his first road course victory, not only here in the season, but I think of his career here in the Prestige Cup Series. Well, let's go ahead and head back trackside as we talk to your top 3 finishers. Let's go ahead and talk to your race winner for tonight's race. Talk to the 77 of Wyatt Thompson. Hey, Wyatt, it's Christian up here in HPTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, what you know, we talked to you about before that restart, and you said your goal was to just make it to the end of the race. Not only did you make it to the end of the race, you were able to hold off, the likes of, Max Ford, Tyler Helms, and then a late charging Zachary Trevino at the end there. What was going through your head there? What was that difference to keep you ahead there, to get your first win here at a road course this season?
Through the last 3 corners was don't get dumped because there were 2 very good attempts at it, but, I think that Zach, Tyler, Max, and, Hector definitely they were faster than me for sure. We all had mistakes, just their mistakes. Like, Max spun out, Tyler fully spun out. I had left front damage and a right rear bent toe link, and we just made it through. There's nothing else to that. I don't know. I don't know. We just got lucky for the win.
Obviously, we saw the 11 and the 3 duking it out there for that P2 position, and what was going through your head as you saw those two, really going hard at it for that P2 spot as you started to pull away?
Once I got into the carousel and I saw them get side by side, I just took the carousel real wide and was getting a straight exit as possible, trying to get that gap as big as I could while I could. And then I look in my mirror going into turn 1 or the next lap going into turn 1, and they're just gone, and I've got Trevino a second off of me.
And obviously, you talked about Trevino hard charging and using that chrome horn to try to get around you at the end there. What was the mentality? You knew it was probably going to happen, right? I mean, this is everybody's trying to do what they can to come out here and win. They win to the playoffs. What was that kind of mindset, knowing that that was probably going to come sooner or later?
Park it and don't move. Be very stubborn. And it worked out.
No, I definitely agree. It worked out really well in your favor. We saw him use the bumper there out of the carousel, and then you saw him use the bumper there going into the final corner. You're able to keep it going straight and get your first win here on a road course. Obviously, your third win of the season. Obviously not. I wouldn't say not the best season for you last season. For you to come out here and already win 3 races this year, what's the feeling as this with this huge turnaround in your sophomore season?
Yeah, last year not being able to a 10 cup, and that was pretty sad for me, honestly. I had a class to take during that time. The truck series, I won 7 or 8 races in, and we ran pretty good in there. It's definitely nice to start off the season like this, having me and Tyler fighting, just having someone that I'm looking directly at to race and knowing who I'm racing.
It's definitely I definitely agree, and, having someone like Tyler in the series, obviously, he's been very, very good, throughout the season as well as you, right? And I feel like, Tyler, it's kinda checkers or records versus you, it's just kinda you somehow always find yourself up in a good spot regardless of, how bad you've raced all race, and, that's what keeps you up here in these, types of situations, but, first of all, congratulations here on your 3rd win of the season, but also your first win on a road course, before we let you go, White, anybody you wanna thank for tonight's win from Watkins Glen?
Um, I want to say you're welcome to my pit crew because they didn't have to do a single thing tonight. And um, thank you to you for streaming. I appreciate you.
We definitely appreciate the love up here in the booth, and, yeah, once again, we'll drag you back down to celebrate with, friends and get ready for next week, but once again, congratulations on your win here from the Glen.
Appreciate you, man. You have a nice one.
Dude, thank you. Wyatt Thompson comes home victorious from Watkins Glen. I see Zachary Trevino in the VC, but not here in the waiting room. I'll see if I can ping him. Maybe we can get him to an interviewing spot. In the meantime, I guess we can go ahead and check in with your P3 finisher, Tyler Holmes, who comes home 3 for tonight's race. Hey Tyler, it's Christian up here in the HBTV booth once again. You got a copy? Hey Tyler, it's Christian up here in the booth. You got me? Tyler, you got
I
me?
cannot hear one. Hello?
I think we got him now. You got me, Tyler? Tyler to get his technical difficulties figured out.
Should be good. Hello?
You got me, Tyler?
I got you now.
Alrighty. Well, a P3 finish for you and this whole 3 team. Obviously, definitely a chaotic race for you and and this whole team tonight. Obviously, kind of an early wreck for you and the 11, but we're able to bounce back, and come home with the P3 finish. Walk us through your night and walk us through what got you up here.
Yeah, I lost town at the beginning. Then I collected Max. Didn't mean to do that. Had bad damage. Got most of it fixed on that first yellow. I had about 20 seconds left after the stage ended. I came down. I was gonna come get the rest of it fixed. Actually, I took my fast pair. Thought that was gonna be a very bad decision, or not decision, but very bad mistake. It turned out not to be, and I found myself in multiple positions where I could have won. Just being at a spot with better tires, with Hector like in fifth or sixth, and Zach behind as well, and just never found the pace at the end. And then finally, and then I made a mistake later when it was me, Zach, Max, and Wyatt, where I entered the S's on the bottom, trying to let Zach go by because I knew he had the better pace, and I took way too much. I was way too far to the right where I put the middle of my car over top of the curb, and it came up like half a lane, and I ended up making contact with them, and did that. Found ourselves, behind Hector and fourth or whatever, and then he makes a mistake. We get around him, he wrecks. I'm like, okay, well, we might got this one. And then I get side by side with Max, and he just raced me really hard and just couldn't get around him. And then he ended up making his mistake where he got loose, and I had nowhere to go, and I just hit him, and then he flipped, which somehow is not a yellow, but yeah, I don't know. There was about 4 or 5 wrecks this race that should have been cautions that everybody was complaining about that we didn't get, so it's whatever. We take P3 and we move on, extend our points lead though, and I mean, man, just not the race that I really wanted. I feel like I had the speed to win at the end, just never had just didn't show it.
Yeah, obviously a lot of calamity tonight here from the Glen, and coming into Watkins Glen, it's our first road course of the season. Was there kind of a mindset that this could happen, and we're gonna have kind of a lot of incidents tonight, or were you coming in hoping for it to maybe go green?
I mean, I don't really know. I mean, you know Watkins Glen, it's always notorious for turn one and iRacing, real life, any NASCAR game ever. It's turn one's always pretty chaotic, and I was expecting a couple wrecks in turn one, which you never, like on restarts, which you never really got any. It's kind of just like randomly where people were wrecking, which sometimes some places I don't really understand how they were wrecking at. Um, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of expecting more wrecks, how we kind of had, which I feel like there's a couple cautions that should have been thrown that weren't. And that kind of led to, where we ended up finishing. I feel like if we had one more restart at the end with Wyatt and Zach starting next to each other, I think we could have had it. Just would have needed them to do something really dumb or just had to send it in. But I don't really know if I was expecting or hoping for long runs. Normally I burn the rears off, and I kind of did that again today, but kind of just wish we had a couple more yellows at the end when I feel like we should have, especially when the whole thing with Max happened, because I got front end damage and I lost like 3 seconds from it as well, from the contact that we ended up making.
There's definitely, like you said, a lot of calamity, and just it looked like just you had the pace, just unfortunately wasn't. Never got really put in a position to go and race for the lead tonight, but being able to salvage a P3 finish, like you said, trying to hold on to this points lead over the rest of the field, it definitely did a good job doing that, coming home with a P3 finish tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not even like, honestly, I don't really care about the regular season thing. I kind of just, now that I've finished top 3 every single race, I got 2 races left in the regular season. I kind of just want to do it the entire regular season because I feel like it'd be kind of cool. And Iowa's probably one of my best tracks in the next gen. I love that place, so I should be up at the front contending for a win next week, hopefully.
We look forward to next week from Iowa as we can hopefully see you once again up here towards the front. But once again, congratulations here, Tyler, on this podium spot. Once again, here from the Glen. Before I let you go, anybody you want to thank for this run tonight?
Yeah, gotta shout out, my teammates and my team owner, Jackson Brown and Nicholas Road, Kobe Duckworth, and shout out Zach as well. I've made a couple mistakes last few weeks. Seems like even in officials, I'm either wrecking somebody, or wrecking myself all last 2 or 3 weeks. So I don't really know what that's about. Need to be a little bit better about that, and gotta thank all the guys at Precision Speed Solutions. One of the best setups on iRacing. Go over there and Alex Murray, DJ, all those guys over there, and everything that they do, and you for broadcasting, and we'll see what we can go do at Iowa next week. See if we can go get win number 4.
We definitely appreciate the kind words up here in the booth, and yeah, we look forward to seeing what you can do next week from Iowa. But congratulations on this good run tonight. Hopefully, we can talk to you some more up here in the booth.
Yeah, thank you.
Tyler Holmes comes home P3. I don't think we're going to be able to get a hold of Zachary Trevino up here for an interview, unfortunately. But it is what it is, I guess. Guess we'll call it a night here from Watkins Glen. Before we let you guys go, though, we'll go ahead and take a look at your unofficial race results here from the Glen. Week 8 here in the Prestige Cup Series. We talked to you top 3 finishers, Wyatt Thompson, Zachary Trevino, and Tyler Holmes. But we did not get to talk today to Zachary Trevino, but a good finish for him. That should definitely help move him up into the points and maybe get himself inside that top 12 seeding going into the playoffs. Obviously, only 2 races left here in the regular season, so these good finishes are going to definitely help the State Machine get up into a spot to where maybe he can point his way in on points versus win his way into the playoffs. But Gabriel Ngoli comes home P4, a really good recovery, really just a really good race for him in general. Obviously, we didn't get to talk to him a whole lot, as it was just really good racing up towards the front. Hector Colazo battles back to a P5 after that huge mistake into the penultimate corner with 5 to go or whatever. Good recovery by the 45 to get up here into a top 5. Nicholas Road will come home P6. Peter Hoppy P7, good run for him. Joseph Enright P8. Chad Tubala in his debut will come home P9, and running out the top 10, you see that Isaiah Fox machine in that 09 car. See Jacob Bryant back there, P11. Colby Duckworth, P12. Max Forward, P13 in the last car on the lead lap. And you see rounding out the rest of the field here, Jackson Brown, Christian Zarati, and Jack Stanley back there, 1 lap down, and then out early, Carmelo Echeverra, Hayden Goley, and Kendorian Davis. But that will round out the rest of the field here for tonight, here from the Glen. We get ready to round out the rest of the race. But yeah, definitely an interesting race. Obviously, we talked about it in the interviews, a lot of calamity, a lot of cautions. And it was definitely interesting to see, and definitely interesting to call it up here in the HVTV booth. I love to see the great racing up there inside the top 5. We saw some racing, within the whole field. Obviously, we saw a lot of drivers make mistakes, drop outside, probably where they deserve to be running, had to drive their way through the field. And that was always interesting to see, obviously. And that's just the way that Watkins Glen is. Here at the Glen, it really punishes you for overdoing the car, overstepping the car, especially here in these in the penultimate corner and up there in the turn 1. Obviously, if you overdrive the bus stop, you can kind of make up for it as long as you don't completely overdrive it and kill the car in that outfield, I guess, if you want to call it. But especially here in the penultimate corner that you see here on your screen, and then obviously in the turn 1, we saw a lot of calamity there. Where people are overdriving the corner trying to keep track position, and they would destroy their car, right? Watkins Glen punishes you for not being smooth, for overdriving the car, and for just trying to, almost drive defensively, overdrive proactively, right? And we definitely saw a whole lot of that, and we saw a lot of tore up cars tonight. And it's not something that we're not used to seeing here from Watkins Glen, and it's definitely not a sight we haven't seen here in the HVTV booth here from the Glen. But once again, congratulations to Wyatt Thompson for his 3rd win of the season. Obviously, he's trying to battle to keep up with that number 3 of Tyler Holmes as he comes home with another podium finish here from the Glen. But from everybody over here in the HVTV booth, we appreciate everybody coming out and watching the broadcast tonight. Obviously, road racing, especially here on the sim, not the most popular. So for anybody who decided to stick around and watch out the race, looks like we peaked at 9 viewers throughout the broadcast. So we do appreciate all the love and support. If you don't mind dropping a like on the broadcast, and if you are new to the channel, hitting that subscribe button and dropping and hitting that bell notification so you'll be notified anytime we go live here on the network, whether it is for PRS or it is AWC or ISNF here on Saturday. You'll be ready to go here and ready to be entertained here from wherever we go, whether it's here at Watkins Glen, whether it's a super speedway, whether it's a mile and a half, or maybe the high banks from Bristol Motor Speedway, wherever we go. We'll do our best to try to entertain you fans at home. But regardless, we only had 19 cars. Still a really good race there at the end. Really good race throughout the whole race there. So yeah, I was really happy with how the racing was. I'm really happy with how the broadcast turned out to be. So um, yeah, but once again, we appreciate everybody coming out and watching the broadcast. We appreciate the drivers for coming out and racing, putting on a good show. And obviously, we got to give a huge shout out to JJ Moore and Dorian Davis, your PRS admins for the PRS Cup Series, for allowing us to come up here and follow the races every Thursday night up here in HVTV booth. But once again, my name was Christian Nogado, lead producer and commentator for tonight's race here for Week 8 from Watkins Glen. We'll be back on tomorrow for some more AWC racing, and on Saturday for the ISNF Cup Series as they do their throwback race there from Darlington Raceway. But we look forward to calling some more races throughout the week, and we will see you guys once again next week here for round 9 of the PRS Cup Series at Iowa. We look forward to seeing you guys here once again. But we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Once again, we appreciate everybody for coming out. If you guys are looking for any interest, whether you're looking to have something broadcasted here on High Velocity TV, or whether you're just wanting to join the family, whether you want to come up and try your hand up here in the HVTV booth, whether you want to get into maybe the production side of things, we definitely do pay a little bit more for production and producing these broadcasts. Or if you are an up and coming graphic designer who wants to get in their hand into maybe a network side of things and trying to do some stuff for the network, make sure to email us at hvtvbroadcasting@aol.com, or we do have the High Velocity TV Discord server linked down in the description. You guys are welcome to join the Discord server and hang out there, whether it's just to hang out or if you're trying to get a hold of me. That's probably the best way. Is obviously I'm in there. You can get a hold of me through the Discord server. But once again, we appreciate everybody coming out and watching the broadcast tonight. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more AWC action. And then obviously for the ISNF Cup Series over there at Darlington on Saturday evening. Hope everybody has a good rest of their Thursday night, and we'll see you guys soon.